What if the most powerful telescope in history had captured something that should never have existed, much less been seen? What if everything we believe about the origin of the universe, about time, space, and reality itself, was beginning to crumble silently in the face of new data? The James Webb Space Telescope was created to look into the cosmos's most distant past. But what it found doesn't fit into the past. It doesn't fit anywhere. And now, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist has broken the silence with a short, cold, disturbing sentence. This is not our universe. What exactly did James Webb see at the frontier of the observable? And why is this forcing scientists to question everything? Keep watching. Because from here on out, nothing remains untouched. In a small region of the sky, filled with ancient light, the James Webb Space Telescope detected something seemingly ordinary, a yellowish dot, almost insignificant. But when the data was magnified, when the spectra were analyzed, everything changed. It wasn't just another distant galaxy. It was the most distant ever recorded, formed only 290 million years after the birth of the universe. But there's a problem that shouldn't exist. This galaxy is too big, too bright, too complex. According to everything we know, there wasn't enough time for something like this to form, and yet, it's there, defying every equation. And worse, it's not alone. James Webb started finding more, many more. Dozens of galaxies with the same impossible characteristics, each one violating the fundamental rules of cosmic formation. As if the early universe wasn't early. As if something was already too advanced, too early. Scientists delved into the data trying to find a mistake, a flaw, a glitch. But the more they analyzed, the more the pattern repeated itself. And then came the next discovery, even more disconcerting. Some of these structures are not just large, they are anomalous, totally unexpected, as if they didn't belong to this universe. In typical galaxies, only a fraction of the gas transforms into stars, about 10%. The rest remains as diffuse matter. But Webb found something that shouldn't happen, under any circumstances. Galaxies where 100% of the matter has turned into stars. No leftovers, no trace, no dust, just a pure, intense, almost artificial glow. This is not only rare, it's impossible within current models. And this is where the question changes shape. What if they aren't galaxies? What if we're looking at something completely different, disguised as a galaxy, something that shouldn't be here? To understand the gravity of this, we need to look at the limits of the observable universe. There is an invisible boundary called the Hubble sphere. Beyond it, galaxies are moving away from us faster than light due to the expansion of space. In theory, we should never see them, never. But the James Webb Space Telescope is seeing them. It is capturing light from regions that should forever be beyond our reach. This is only possible because the very fabric of space is expanding, stretching the limits of the visible. But this leads to an uncomfortable implication. If we are seeing beyond what we should, then perhaps we are seeing beyond our own universe. The data began to suggest something even more radical. What if the universe never had a beginning? What if the Big Bang isn't the beginning, but just a transition? Some renowned physicists began to openly question the standard model, because if complex structures emerge too early, if light arrives from unreachable regions, and if patterns appear where they shouldn't exist, then something is wrong, very wrong. Perhaps what we call the early universe isn't early. Perhaps it's just another layer, another phase, or worse, a superposition of realities. And then something emerged that cannot be seen, but can be measured. A frequency, a subtle pattern in the background noise of the universe, detected by Webb's instruments. A rhythmic oscillation, precise, repetitive. It doesn't correspond to any known phenomenon. It's not a pulsar. It's not gravitational waves. It's not cosmic microwave background radiation. It's something new, something organized. Some scientists have begun calling it a beat beyond time. Others avoid the term, but they admit there's a pattern there. A mathematical pattern. As if it had been generated, as if it were intentional. And it doesn't stop there. In extremely distant regions, Webb detected something even stranger. Gravity without a source. Distortions in space-time without visible matter. As if something invisible were pressing on the universe, from the outside in. It's not dark matter. It doesn't behave like dark matter. It's different, more intense, more localized, like a fingerprint left on an invisible fabric. The inevitable question arises: what is causing this? And the answer may be even more disturbing than the question. Some theorists have begun to revisit an old idea, abandoned for decades: a mirrored universe, a reality where time runs in the opposite direction, where the laws of physics are reversed. It sounds like fiction, but the data has begun to point to strange asymmetries, inconsistent rotational patterns, as if two overlapping systems existed, interacting and influencing each other, as if our universe were being pulled along while another, invisible one reacts from the other side. And if this is real, then we are not just observing the cosmos, we are observing contact. And then came the most difficult event to explain. A light signal at the edge of the observable universe was being monitored. It was expected to disappear, like all the others, swallowed by the expansion, lost forever. But that's not what happened. It returned, with the same spectral signature, but from a different direction, as if it had been reflected, as if I had hit something, and returned. Webb recorded a cosmic echo, but there is nothing there that could reflect light. Nothing known, nothing predicted, just emptiness. This leaves two possibilities. Either the universe is closed and the light has circled all the way around, or there is something at the edge, something physical, something real, something capable of interacting with light, something that shouldn't exist. And this is where everything converges. The impossible galaxies, the perfect structures, the gravitational anomalies, the rhythmic pattern, the echo. Everything points in the same direction. Something is wrong with our understanding of reality. The James Webb Space Telescope was created to reveal the beginning of everything, but perhaps it did the exact opposite. Perhaps it revealed that there is no beginning, that the universe is not unique, that we are not isolated. A Nobel Prize-winning physicist issued a warning. Simple, direct. This is not our universe, and perhaps it never was. Now the question has changed. It's no longer about life beyond Earth, nor about what exists beyond the stars. The real question is much deeper, much more unsettling. If what we are seeing is real, then where exactly are we? And more importantly, if this isn't our universe, then what is?